Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Funko Pop 2014 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive that I was most looking forward to. This is the marshmallow-covered Ghostbusters 4-pack. Now, for some reason, when the Ghostbusters Pops first came out, they did not include Winston. At the time of this review, the Ecto-1 with Winston hasn't come out yet, so this is my first look at the Winston Pop. So I'm pretty stoked about that. The other three all have individually separate sculpted bodies. This is the only one that duplicates the same body type. It's the Venkman body. But it's not totally identical because his skin's black. Anyway, let's take a closer look at the face here. You can see the eyeball is not perfectly lined up paint-wise to the sculpt of the eye. And, every once in a while, like, Funko kind of misses some paint and they go back and do these little touch-ups, and they're, like, really noticeable. Like how this black paint line isn't the same kind of black as the rest of the head. It's like a Sharpie almost, or it certainly, looks like it. I know it's paint, but it doesn't match up, and that looks terrible. Quality control, fail. Now, the marshmallow stuff looks really good. It's cute the way it's kind of like dotted. It's very cartoony, and I think it suits the Funko Pop style considerably well. Do I wish it had droopy lines? Maybe, but I kind of like the gloppy dots of it. I think it's cool. Looking at the rest of the body, though, the marshmallow paint does look good here. I like that it bleeds onto his name tag. I like the name patchwork there. It reads well. It lines up to the shape properly. Same thing with the Ghostbusters logo. It looks good. Proton wand looks good. The gloves here. The lines along the belt are okay, if a little gloppy. The proton pack on the back looks good. The red lines, the red dots stay within the lines. Boots appear to be decent. And again, marshmallow paint there. I like this one. Now at the Funko booth, I didn't have that much time to compare and contrast to other box sets because there are people waiting behind you to get in. I don't want to take too long, but I did try to find the best Venkman I could as quickly as I could because some of them I saw had really wonky eyes. This one's eyes are decent, but man, that hairline is just a mess. That paint line just goes way beyond the shape of the sculpt there. It's a bummer that it bleeds down like that, and a bunch of them I saw were like that. But the rest of his hairline's pretty good. I like that the marshmallow paint here is minimal compared to the others because at the finale of the movie, he has the least amount of marshmallow stuff on him. So good job to them for doing that. It's a nice little attention to detail that I appreciate. Speaking of attention to detail, the outfit here looks good. His name tag looks good. Marshmallow on the shoulders looks nice. Again, he has the least amount of marshmallow on him. But man, there's some kind of schmutz on his elbow pad. That's annoying. It's like skin-colored paint mixed with glue, and you can even see fingerprints on there, so that sucks. But the paint on the rest of the body looks pretty good, including the proton pack. However, the lines on the side of the belt are a little sloppy, but the lines on the front of the belt are pretty clean. And just for comparison's sake, here he is next to the original Venkman. One thing worth noting is that the newer one's got darker hair. Next up is Ray Stantz, and one of the things I like about Ray is that his marshmallow paint appears to be kind of running down a bit. All the other Ghostbusters have like dotted globs of marshmallow paint. This one has it as kind of a running effect down his goggle, even though it's kind of bothersome that the paint is smearing a bit. Speaking of paint smear, I don't like that there's this little brown line of paint in the white there, but otherwise the white paint is really well done on this one. I like the fact they included it on his face. This one's eyeball paint is massively off to the side of where the sculpt is supposed to be. That's kind of a bummer. I wish that ridge line where his head meets the neck plate wasn't so visible. But other than that, there's a lot of good paint going on as far as the marshmallow stuff goes. I'm not really focusing on the sculpt of these Ghostbuster Pops because I already reviewed them, so if you want a review of the actual figures themselves, you can go check it out on my channel. But I do dig the paint as far as where it is on his hand, where it is on his arm, placement on the chest, and again the paint on his Ghostbuster logo. The proton packs are all really well painted on this box that I got. And look, the little dots, the little lines that should be on his side of his belt, they look really good on this one, so that's awesome. Here's a comparison between the new Ray with the original Ray Pop, and they both suffer from the same problem in that the black paint from the mask bleeds down onto the forehead a little bit. Now lastly, Ray Egon. Here he is, rest in peace, Egon. You can compare the two next to each other. I like the fact they use glasses without lenses. They just used the glasses frame so you could still appreciate the eye work. And this one has decent round eye shape, even if the paint is a little bit off the sculpted bump. But they did a great job with the marshmallow paint on this one. It's, gloppy on his face, it's gloppy on its hair. There's no like brown line mixed in. It's kind of clean marshmallow paint. Like Ray, I appreciate that they put it on his shoe as well, and that all 4 of these have different placement. I like there's no repeats on the paint. They don't even repeat the green paint markings from like the Slimer as like the same template. It's all different, paint templates, so I appreciate that. Decent belt work. Proton pack looks alright. The red one's a little smeared there in the top right. And oh man, that's kind of a bummer. That should have been put on the right way, so that kind of sucks. But I'm not letting that get to me because I'm just so happy that they made marshmallow covered pops of these at all. And this one's relatively clean, so that's good. 3 of the Ghostbusters have a glossy finish to their boots, but for some reason Egon does not, and I'm not really sure why. Now, all my little paint nitpicks aside, I'm really happy with the way these turned out. Now, if I can be extra gooby for a moment, I'd like to point out that this is not what Ray wears at the finale of the movie. He doesn't wear the goggles, they don't lay a trap for Gozer. Now, I know Funko was just trying to have fun. They're trying to make something fun for the fans, and they just said, hey, let's just take the regular pops that we made, and we're going to make a marshmallow variant. Isn't that fun? To which I say, yes, I think these look cool. I just want to point out for any goobs out there that this is not screen accurate to the finale of the movie. Having said that, I think this set looks awesome. I wanted this more than the Wampa. I wanted this more than Headless Herschel. This was my #1 want from the San Diego Comic-Con. I'm really glad Funko made it. In fact, when they first announced they were even making Ghostbusters Pops, my first thought was, oh my god, I hope they make marshmallow-covered ones. That would be so cool. And having them and putting them all together, I think they look awesome. So thank you to Funko for that. And thanks for watching.